There's a group of individual bondholders that has been fighting, and I'm using that word advisedly, the government, saying, touch not my bonds. One of the people who put this group together is Martin Kpebu. He's a lawyer, but he's also doing this particular thing, leading a number of individual bondholders. There's even a mass action that he plans to have in court. I don't know if he has started the case already. Let's ask him. Counsel, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Umaru.
Have you opened your case in court yet, or is just a threat for now on going to court?
It's a threat for now. We are trying to exhaust all the avenues for mediation, so we haven't gone to court yet. Okay. And I think we are largely done because on Friday the finance minister gave us a firm promise that government will honor its obligations to us. So meaning that the existing bonds are as good as they were. So nothing is changed, to say.
All right.
So,
so let's just try and get understanding. Your decision for raising hell was that you did not want individual bonds to be touched. And this is because the president in his address to Ghanaians had vowed that there will be no haircut on individual bonds. The finance minister's announcement on Boxing Day, 26 December last year, sort of did a U-turn on the president's position, and you did not agree with that. So clarify for us what the government wanted to take from you that you were refusing, and whether it means now that the government will not take this at all.
Excellent. Umaru, good. So on the eve of Christmas, 24th, that's when the finance minister came with the announcement that individual bondholders were going to be included in the domestic debt exchange program. Yes, so this is what it is. So he said it is voluntary. We all understood from the circumstances that no, it wasn't properly voluntary. Like somebody referred to it as voluntary by force. Because at that time, we had been told that, hey, if you didn't sign up to this domestic debt exchange program, the bonds will be worthless. Yes, that's it. You know, John Kumar publicly made such a statement. Yes, that government would default, etc. And then, so subsequently, even Gabi also made such a statement. So all those things fed into the atmosphere, okay, and created a lot of fear and panic amongst bondholders that, hey, government was going to default. So even though on the eve of Christmas, when the finance minister brought the amended program, he said, oh, it is voluntary. We all, as I said, based on the context, everybody understood that it was kind of practically compulsory because they were saying that the new bonds would be better than the old one. Not just better, the new bonds would be the ones to be used. The old ones would be worthless and all those, the government would default, etc. And so, Umaru, and what is in the new bonds? The new bonds seek to make bondholders far worse off. Bondholders will be losing about 60 to 80% of the value of the bond. That is what this new program seeks to do. Number one, so this year, there wouldn't be any coupon payment. Zero, no interest payment for 2023. And then 2024, only 5%. Then, when it comes to the capital, if your money is due, next year, they give you just 15% of the capital. The principal sum, I'm calling it capital, but they call it the principal sum you invested. So if you gave government, let's say, 10,000 Ghana, then, and it's due next month, February, lots of the bonds will be due, I think at least 4 billion or so. So if it is due next month, February, they say, oh, no, government has no money, so you get any money. Then next year, if it's 10,000, they give you 15% of the 10,000. The following year, another 15%, that's 2025. Then 2026, 14%. So you see, your 10,000 will be paid to you like we say in Ghanaian English, stop it. Just like the way they themselves, they've been slow, kukwasa. That's what they propose to do. So who wants such a bond? So that's how come that bondholders said, no, Adabraka, they are not interested in the new bonds. They just want to hold on to what they are holding now. That's the existing bonds. And so thankfully, last Friday, the finance minister gave that firm promise that government will honor, right? So meaning that individual bondholders don't have to sign on to the new program. That's it.
All right. So now that you've been having discussions with government, you even had a committee, a technical committee that you set up to go into the nitty-gritties. What have you been able to? I'm sure you met each other halfway, or you've had everything you want.
Oh, no, it wouldn't be that we've had everything that we want, because let's not forget, as long as the domestic debt exchange program is going on, everybody is affected. So even excluding individual bondholders alone doesn't mean that that's it. Don't forget, lots of us are shareholders of the banks. So yeah, the banks, you see, lots of us have shares. Lots of us. So you see that the banks have signed up to the program. So invariably, we are going to suffer a diminution in dividends and etc. Right? And that apart also, the technical committee you mentioned, when we went to the committee, we came up with a paper that showed how government can cut down expenditure. You remember? One of the strongest arguments we presented before we eventually met the finance minister was that government should cut down capital expenditure and some of the recurrent expenditure too. So we did that advocacy for about a week, a little over a week, yes, before we eventually met the finance minister, about a week and a half. So by that time, that argument had resonated with the whole nation. Everybody understood and accepted that, look, the way to go was to cut down expenditure. We all know how the government is over-bloated, so many presidential staffers, ministers, the gasoline, V8, all those things, right? And so we showed that, look, some of these things have to go, and some of the road projects have to be suspended at least for a year and all that. So when we went in, then he said, okay, you know what? Go to the finance minister. When we met him, he said, okay, I'm setting up a technical committee. Go there and show in further details how you think government can cut down expenditure. And we came out with that beautiful document. He himself accepted that, wow, something diligent had been done. And he even said Ghanaians have to commit to use that technical report to see how we can help, adjust our expenditure. Yes. So that is the context in which we created that report. And so when we came back, then he said, okay, individuals, what I'm giving you is that government would honor your bonds. Yeah, government will honor your bonds. And so for us, that is good.
Yeah, but honor them when? I believe the issue that many took issue with the government was the duration, which extends all the way to 15 years at the most. Has the government then reversed and said that for individual bondholders, what you currently are subscribed to holds, and that this SOPI that you talked about would not affect individual bondholders? Has that commitment been made to you?
Absolutely. Absolutely, Umaru. And thankfully, today, graphic, at least I read the one online, you would see the story. The minister mentioned it, except, you see, instead of it to be the big headline, because he's still entreating bondholders to come onto his program, of course, naturally, the story is skewed more towards trying to encourage individuals to come onto the program. But in there, it's expressly stated that the bonds will be honored. There will be no punitive measures against bondholders who refuse to sign up to the DDEP. Yeah, it's very clear. I read the story. But as I've said, because many things were said to entice bondholders to come onto the new program, you see that it kind of seeks to eclipse the firm promise that government will honor the bonds.
Very well. We'll keep an eye on it. So tomorrow, for someone who is listening to you, who was supporting you, what should they or should they not do?
Yeah, so just continue. Don't sign up, because our bonds are definitely better. The finance minister looks like he may bring something up, but no matter what he's going to bring, it won't be better than what you are holding now, because the context is that government is in the dire straits. Government wants to extend the maturity of these bonds, so they are going to lose the value of your bonds. So there's no way the finance minister can make you a deal which is better than what you have. that offer cannot be better than what is in the individual's hand. So really, it doesn't appear individual bondholders want to sign on to the new program. But we'll say government, yes, has haven't gone in and reached a deal with the banks, insurance companies, and the rest. This is individuals is also dealing with indirectly because we own shares in those banks. So we are also already supporting government. Yes, government should look at it. And also, secondly, Umaru, the cost of living crisis we are suffering now, the high prices, price of cocoa from 1 cedi to 3 cedis, cocoa gone up, sugar and everything. What we are suffering now is part of the burden sharing. So it shouldn't be made to look like individuals are just asking to be exempted. No, we are burden sharing. We are all suffering the high price. You see the dollar this is back to around 13 cedis. You see fuel is going to go up again and etc. So we are all suffering it. So it can't be said that individuals have suffered nothing. No, okay. We've borne the brunt.
You want the government to tighten its belt. I want us to listen to the president because he is it is his government. So you have made. I'm not sure you made any concessions. You were adamant. You insisted on what you wanted to be done, but you also wanted the government to reduce expenditure or cut down on expenditure. Mm-hmm. I want us to listen to the president, and I'll ask you to comment before you take leave of us. The President Nana Akufo-Addo spoke during a meeting with chiefs from the Western region.
The National Monetary Funds here per more to and we now number de na she say and a staff level agreement, which is the first step towards a full agreement with the IMF. It's just as I see a bombarding, one from English for the restructuring of our debt, both domestic and external. And I'm about to say, you money bureau, as see a bombarding, you should have boho by so that we can have a more secure set of funding for the future. Projects, capital projects, Ecoso Ghana there. Equembiaso, as you say, Yeshada Yeho, Yeshema, Nina Chimikoso, Shasiaya, Chimichuaso. There will be some temporary delays whilst we're making the agreement with the IMF.
So that's the president, Nana Akufo-Addo, speaking tree. Summary, he's just saying that they went to the IMF, they've at least secured a staff level agreement for now, but which also requires that they should do the debt restructuring. An important thing he talks about there, Martin Kpebu, he says that capital projects will have to continue, albeit delayed a bit because of the negotiations that are ongoing. Is that what you wanted to hear from him, or you wanted more?
More. Yeah, more would be better because when the president says capital projects will continue as they are, then it would appear that they are not willing to cut down. Yeah, because from what we've presented, that is one of the ways to be able to create space so that individual bondholders will be paid. So when the president says that the capital projects will go on, so Umaru, in the budget, it's about 27 billion. And out of the 27, 16 is from the foreign funding. Then about 5-point-something billion is domestic, non-oil. We've asked for this to be cut so that space will be created. Well, okay, if the capital projects will go ahead, then it means that maybe it's a recurrent expenditure that they will cut. The fuel, the stationery, the other things. Okay, well, Omar, let's see. But at least we've analyzed the budget well, and we've seen that something must give. Something must give. It can't be that government can spend everything in the budget. Remember that the budget is just authorization to spend. There is no money in it as we speak. Of course, we've collected taxes and everything. So, but what I mean is that not all the money earmarked in the budget there has been realized. We are now going to collect taxes. We are now going to get a lot of the money. So, yes, the president is hopeful that they will spend, but Omar, it's a bit not clear.
Okay.
Because the way he's speaking, it means it's as if everything will go on normal. But it's very tight. You have to tax. Yeah.
Thank you. Let's leave it here for now. Thank you so much. That's Martin Kpebu. He is a convener of the group of individual bondholders that has been negotiating with government on how it's going to deal with their bonds.